I invited colleague to bathe with me. To my surprise, she didn't refuse. She slowly began to unbutton her top. I felt a surge of excitement. I hurriedly took off my shirt. I was disappointed. The romantic bath didn't happen. Even while feeding the boss, I couldn't take my eyes off my colleague. When washing the boss's hair, no matter how much I lathered, there were no suds.
Mais ça mousse pas, c'est un shampoing bizarre, ça mousse pas.
Comment? C'est pas vrai, enfin écoute, tu lui as mis la crème pour les pieds sur la tête.
When shaving him, I also often play pranks on him, leaving his beard a mess. I even forgot about his paralysis. When the phone rang, I handed it to him.
Oh merde, putain, j'ai plus de temps.
One day, I accidentally spilled boiling water on his leg. I thought I'd be severely scolded, but there was no reaction. I couldn't help but start to play with.
Non mais vous avez fini de jouer, non?
Eh mais en fait, vous sentez rien du tout là.
When bored, I would take him to have a snowball fight in the snow, but he could only take the blows. When I took him out for a walk, I treated his wheelchair like a motorcycle. I never treated him like a disabled person, but my recklessness didn't cost me my job. On the contrary, he paid me far more than I expected. A month earlier, when he was hiring a caretaker, many people applied. Some had experience, some were well qualified. There are even graduates from famous universities, but no one could get his attention, until I swaggered in. I dressed casually and acted careless, showing none of the usual job seeker manners. I even flirted with the secretary nearby, and bluntly commented on his disability, not caring about his feelings. I never intended to get the job. I only came to the interview to receive a rejection letter, so I could collect unemployment benefits. When he asked if I had other ambitions,
Il y en a une juste là. Ça c'est très motivant.
my honesty put him at ease. In the end, I became his full-time caretaker, but my duties included manually helping him with bowel movements, which I found hard to accept. Protested to the housekeeper immediately. Despite my lazy work ethic, he was never displeased with me. His friends warned him. He said I had just been released from prison and had a violent tendency, and that, coming from the slums, I lacked compassion, but he thought that was exactly what he needed. Because of his reputation and status, people always treated him with respect, especially after his disability, but I never treated him like a disabled man. This carefree, playful friendship was something he had never experienced. It went beyond our working relationship, and felt like old friends. He even bought me a suit, but the good times didn't last. My brother came to me injured. He'd gotten into trouble with a gang. Working in his house was my way to escape reality, but I knew I would eventually have to face family responsibilities. I went out to call my sister, and told her not to let our mother find out, but he overheard the conversation. He realized that even though he had fun with me, I still had a family and a life. If I chose to keep working there, I would have to give up my family.
On va s'arrêter là. Ça n'allait pas pousser un handicapé toute votre vie. Parce que vous avez travaillé, vous les avez bien mérité, mais laissez-les.
The next day I packed my things. The secretary I had been pursuing came to say goodbye. People around were reluctant, but I didn't show up that day. He stayed in his room watching me leave. He hired a new caretaker, but the new one was very strict, always wearing a white coat. Every movement was by the book. The cold rigidity constantly reminded him he was disabled. He started to fall into depression. He no longer allowed anyone near him. He didn't even shave. His condition worsened. The butler could no longer bear it, and decided to ask me to come talk to him. In the dark, I returned to his window.